Hello. This is a new vlog I'm doing. It's not one about the past. Well, it is about the past, but the quite recent past. Unlike some of the other ones I did, which was sort of pre-war, wartime, that sort of thing. This is a quite recent one I thought I'd share with you. I had a birthday at the end of last month. I've had lots of birthdays. They just keep coming round. This was my 92nd. I can't believe it. I remember when I was young, I must have been about 10 or 11, I'm talking to about a pal of mine, and we were talking about we were wondering if we'd ever reach the end of the century and what it would be like to have a new century. And we thought, well, God, we'll be really old then. We'll be 70. Oh dear. And now we're sort of well into the 21st century, aren't we? 21 years into it. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about was we had a holiday in Ingleton, family holiday. We try and do a holiday every year. This was in it. We've been to Ingleton before. You know where Ingleton is, don't you? Of course you do. Anyway, the one or two who haven't heard of it, it's a small town in what is now North Yorkshire. Used to be the West Riding. Why did they change these things? Anyway, quite close to the border with Cumbria, with Westmoreland, where I was born and brought up. So quite familiar territory for me. I had a friend at school who lived in Ingleton and we used to spend a lot of time there. Anyway, one thing I wanted to do while we were there was to go up Ingleborough. Ingleborough is quite famous. It's one of the three peaks in Yorkshire: Whernside, Pen-y-ghent and Ingleborough. I've done the three peaks a long time ago. Anyway, I thought, well, this is a bit of a challenge for me, so we went up from the Hill Inn this time, across the moors, limestone clints over to the mountain itself. I was amazed actually how much work had been done on the path up to the mountain itself. It's all to do with stopping erosion. If everybody went their own way, they'd just be worn away. So, but there were flagstones there, paving, boardwalks. It was just, I'm just full of admiration for the people who've done all that work. Anyway, we got across there, up the steep bit, onto the ridge between Ingleborough and Penny and Simon Fell, and onto the top. That was great. I did it quite well, actually. I was surprised. And then we decided we would go straight down towards Ingleton. We would do a traverse, in fact. Went down, and the route down to Ingleton via Criner Bottom, which is a bit longer and very steep at the top, and I got quite tired. Now, I'm not going to admit that I fell over. I might have sat down when I didn't intend to, but okay, if that's falling over, I did. But, so after that, we had quite a long rest. And a couple of guys came down, two guys I suppose in their 70s, and one of them came up to me and he said, "You're doing very well, you know." And I thought, what is he on about? And then it turned out that he and my son-in-law had told him how old I was. He was a bit like the guy in Grace Brothers, if you remember it. "You're all doing very well." So anyway, I got down. I was really pleased about that. It's something I wanted to do. Probably not do it again. But anyway, I ticked that one off. Another place we went to was Arnside, which is on the top of the Morecambe Bay. An Arnside Knot, that's the hill there. It's funny how we call our hills, don't we? They're bens in Scotland and they're tors in Cornwall. I don't know, sometimes they don't. Ingleborough, it doesn't have a name. It doesn't call itself a hill or a mountain or anything. Anyway, Arnside's a knot. It's a hill that sticks up right at the end of the sort of promontory, overlooking the bay. But the view, I went up there with my niece and her partner. And the view from there is probably the best in, well, anywhere. You look across the bay, you can see the viaduct that takes the train over from Arnside to Grange-over-Sands and then round to Barrow and up the west coast of Cumbria. I'd like to do that trip sometime. And then over the bay you see one or two limestone cliffs with a slack head and places like that. And then in the distance you've got all the Lakeland Fells strung out, and then the Howe Gills and the Pennines. I think that is one of the best views ever. I think one thing that's happened with this lockdown and all this COVID business, people haven't been able to go abroad, and I think they've found just what a marvellous place this country is. It must be pretty good because it seems that everyone else wants to come and live here, so there must be something good about it. Anyway, that's probably all for now. It's a bit of a sort of rambling thing, but I thought you might be interested in the exploits of an old man. Next time I wanted to talk a bit about the past, about my brother, my elder brother, who had infantile paralysis as a young man, as a child. Polio, as it is now. But the thing about that, I think I would like to stress this, that I was vaccinated against polio, and my two girls, my children were, although they didn't have a proper scratchy vaccination on their arm, they had a sugar lump. But it was mandatory. You had to have the vaccination. We didn't have anti-vaxxers in those days. Everybody realised that this was a good thing to do. And now there isn't any polio. We might have had one or two imported, but it's gone. So all you anti-vaxxers out there, get a grip. Stop being so blooming awkward and get the things done, not just for you, but for the common good. Okay, enough of my ranting and pontificating, but I do feel quite strongly about that. Okay, we'll see you again another time. Bye.